Well, hello there, my dog loving friends. Have you ever brushed your dog therapeutically? Of course, most of the time we're brushing our dogs to keep their coat looking good and get all the knots out. But there's also a technique that provides a deeper level of healthcare, even one that's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years. And it only takes a few minutes. Not to mention, your dog is going to love you for this one. It's called Garshana, Garshana. It's the Sanskrit word for dry brushing. And in Ayurveda, this isn't just about grooming, it's actually more like medicine. And here's why this matters, especially right now, in the spring specifically. The lymph system, unlike the heart, has no pump of its own. So it relies entirely on movement of the body and manual stimulation in order to flow. And in kapha season, when everything in nature is heavier and slower after the winter, the lymph system starts to get sluggish too. So this can show up in your dog looking like low energy or a dull coat or seasonal allergies or just generally a feeling of blah. And I have noticed that in Violet a lot lately. Garshan gets things moving again, basically. It supports lymphatic drainage, it boosts the immune system, of course, circulation, and improves the nervous system. And so all you need is 5 minutes and a nice soft brush. So that's what we're going to do today. So this is the brush that I typically will use. I know we're getting there, sweetheart. We're getting there. So this is the one I'll use. This is from Kong, and just like a rubbery soft brush. I think they call this a curry brush. You can also use your husband's old hairbrush that's been thoroughly chewed up at the end, just because it doesn't pull and tug on the hair as much. You know, of course, we will get some brushing done here, but you're not really looking to go deep and pull on their hair like you would with like a wire slicker brush like this. So something a little bit more wide. And then our technique is making sure that your dog is ready, it's feeling good and relaxed, and most importantly, you're feeling good and relaxed. Your energy, your state of mind, your state of body is going to absolutely reflect onto them. So then I usually will start at the back of their body, kind of down by their booty, because most dogs love their booty scratched. So that seems to be a little bit more comfortable for them. So just kind of starting here, long strokes, like gentle but firm pressure, and always moving toward the heart, because of course that's what's going to help move things along and do this detoxification process that we're looking for. So you want to go through, I'm just going to do a little tiny demo here, but you'll take about 5 to 8 minutes to do this. You want to definitely go up each of the limbs. Now be careful over the joints and the bones, especially for those that might be senior or have a little bit more sensitivity in those places. You can just use your hands so that you can, sense it a little bit better. So you're just brushing all along, kind of going over their whole entire body like that, and paying special attention to the lymph zones. So that's the neck and the throat area, the armpits, the groin, and behind the knees. So you'll just kind of, of course, use this technique all around the body, taking your time, just tuning in with your animal, noticing how they're responding, if they're calm and relaxed and starting to kind of drift off, or if they're lip licking and kind of pulling back, then you'll want to do the same. Not necessarily the lip licking, but the pulling back, just ease off, see if you can go to a place that they were a little bit more comfortable. So you can see Violet likes this. So you can go all around the body, behind the ears, as I mentioned, all around the neck is a really important place, moving always toward the heart. So once you're done with that whole routine, kind of going all around the body, you can just call it a day. At that point, Violet says that was way too short. We'll get back to it, baby, don't worry. But I also like to finish up with what's known in Ayurveda as abhyanga. That's an oil massage. So we're not going to, of course, oil their entire body because that gets a bit messy, but I just have a little bit of my favorite Banyan botanical oil here. I just put a couple drops in my hands and warm that, and then you can just place it onto their feet. Just put your hand onto their pad, their paws, and let that absorb. You, of course, can rub it in a little bit into the middle of the foot and around the toes. And some dogs are a little more sensitive than others, but it's wonderfully moisturizing. Of course, their feet, very sensitive part of their body that will soak up the oil, helping even more to detox the body because oil binds to fats and to ama, as we call it in Ayurveda. That's that toxic residue that hangs out in the body. So oil binds to that and will take it out. So that's a great way for your dog to absorb that oil and not make a mess of their fur. So that's our technique overall. Yeah, so if you want to go deeper with practices like this, the Ayurvedic framework behind it, how to read your dog's constitution, their dosha, how to build a seasonal rhythm that actually supports their health, their unique needs, that's exactly what we do inside of Sama Circle. Sama Circle is my membership community for dog lovers who want to care for their animals from the inside out. So every month we go deeper with practices, education, community, and real tools that you can use right away to help your animals. So if this resonates with you, I'd love to see you there, invite you in. The link is in the bio that you can learn more about Sama Circle.